Well, I've had lots of questions about our freezer meal workshops, and I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what it's all about. So when you get that freezer meal workshop invitation, the first thing you do is reserve your space at the workshop. And you do that by getting me some money. You can pay by credit card or by check, and of course I accept cash. It's always good. And once you do that, then I can order the supplies that you need from Tastefully Simple, the spices and the sauces and stuff that you need from Tastefully Simple. And then I will send you a grocery list so that you can go to the store and get all those things that you need to bring to the workshop so that you can prepare the meals and have 10 fabulous freezer meals in your freezer ready to go for those really busy family nights that you have. Then you're going to bring everything to the workshop, and in this particular demo I'm going to show you, I am going to make our slow cooker lasagna. And we have, I kind of have it all set up, but we have simple directions. And one of the things that you'll get with your grocery list is those things that you need to prepare ahead of time. And for this particular workshop of 10 meals, the slow cooker meals, there was one thing, and that was to fry up your ground meat. And that is actually for this recipe. So then it asks you to add a couple of our spices, which of course I said I'd have for you at the workshop. You're going to use some onion, and it wants 2 tablespoons. And the beauty of this cap is that it's about 2 tablespoons. Pop it in there. It also tells you you're going to need our dried tomato and garlic pesto. My fave, the reason why I sell Tastefully Simple. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of that as well. And then you add your tomato sauce. See, this is easy, although you can't even see that, can you? See that big bag of meat? Right there, tomato sauce and tomato paste. Let me grab my spatula. So I'll get that tomato paste in the bag as well. And once you have these in there, you combine them and you shut the bag. So let me scrape out the rest of my tomato paste. Nice thing about the freezer meals is that you can pull them out. Most of them do not need to be thawed, but they can be pulled out and just stuck in the crock pot. Although some of them you should thaw first, so you pop them in your refrigerator the day before or a couple days before. And you're just going to have some fabulous meals. I know that for myself, a couple of people have had surgery or have had babies, and so I'm actually preparing this one as an extra, and so one of those people are going to get this one. So that's bag 1. The next bag is actually going to have our cheeses, and we're going to want to be able to layer this in the crock pot, so that's why these are being bagged separate. This is the most complicated one, and you're going to see how easy it really is. So it calls for the 4 cups of mozzarella cheese, and you know, it's lasagna, so the cheesier the better, right? And then it's going to also ask for some cottage cheese. And let me see, it was 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, and I'm just going to use what's left. It might be just a little bit more than that, but I'm okay with that. So I'm going to use what's left in my cottage cheese from when I made the bag last night. And then it also calls for some Parmesan cheese, and it said a 1/2 cup. So let me bag that up. So then we're going to seal this bag, and of course lasagna has those fabulous lasagna noodles. Doesn't form that nice cuttable lasagna without it, so we're going to work on that next. If you want to do a freezer meal workshop, you can come to my home and do that, or we can do one in your home and you get all the host benefits. Sometimes that's fun because you're surrounded by your friends and family and know that everybody's going to have some good food. So mix that up really well. Another key to whenever you're freezing is to make sure that you get as much air out of that bag as possible. So the third part of this particular meal, like I said, is the lasagna noodles. And so I have a box of lasagna noodles, and it actually tells you to break them. Because of course my crock pot is not a 9x13 pan, so I'm sure yours isn't either. So we're going to get those all crunched up, and they will layer nicely in the crock pot when you make it. This meal in particular has had some really great reviews, so that's pretty fun to hear back from people that they're loving it. So just crunch them up. You can crunch them up more, can crunch them up less, doesn't matter. Just kind of all up to you. Now I took a little bit larger freezer bag, and freezer bags are important. Make sure you're doing freezer bags. And I'm just going to pop first that meat mixture in, and then the cheese mixture, and then go ahead and pop in our pasta And again, get as much of the air out, even though those are bagged individually, so it doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna just pop on the label that has the cooking directions so that one, you know what it is, and two, you know how to prepare it in your crock pot. That's it. That's the bag of lasagna all set to go. I hope to see you at one of our freezer meal workshops really soon.